Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here and welcome back to Aurora Park. Alrighty, well, I feel like it's been a while since the last Aurora Park episode, but it hasn't been that long since we worked in the park actually. I did a live stream about, I don't know, a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago I guess by the time you'll see this video. But this episode we're working on, since the Studios Pack just came out recently, I thought it'd be cool to implement some of the stuff from the Studios Pack into Aurora Park. So we're actually building a hotel, and the hotel is one of the new features. It's pretty cool. It's just, you know, an extra sort of management feature added to the game. I mean, for the purposes of this park, that doesn't matter so much since this is just sandbox mode and we're not really trying to like actually manage the park, but I still wanted to add it because it's a really cool feature. And so this building here you see, that's actually the foyer of, you know, kind of how the hotels work. So you have that building there that the guests walk into, and then there's actual little kind of rooms. Basically they're not like actual functioning rooms that the guests go into. They're just, you know, little unthemed buildings like you see there. But there's regular rooms and there's luxury rooms. And so anyway, just, you know, I thought it'd be really cool to add a hotel into Aurora Park, and obviously make it look really nice and sci-fi. But this part is actually I wanted to make a kind of functional lobby, I guess, of the hotel, so the guests can actually like walk inside, and you'll see we'll build like a fireplace, like a little lounge area with a fireplace and some couches. I built there's the Street Fox coffee, so you know, it's kind of like, you know, you go into a hotel a lot of times, if they're kind of nicer, fancier hotels, they have like a little coffee bar kind of thing going on. And then of course a restroom, and then I also build like a little water feature, like a kind of like little indoor waterfall kind of thing. But originally when I was kind of thinking of this idea and like doing a hotel, I was like, it'd be really cool to build out like each level. You know, sometimes you walk into a hotel and like the entire center of the building is hollow, right? And you can like look all the way up and you can see all the, you know, each floor of the hotel with like the, you know, walkways going around the outside. And I wanted to do that, but as I started building, I realized it was a little bit more involved than I wanted to do. And so I just decided to do, I kind of scrapped that idea and I just did just the lobby instead, and put an actual like ceiling and the lights. And here I started using these neon signs as kind of like little light panels, like, you know, kind of embedded in the walls. And, you know, I think it's a really cool look and effect. So I decided to add it here. And the wall pieces there, the like black kind of square tiled wall pieces, those are also new to the Studio Pack. So, you know, it was another kind of cool way to add Studio Pack stuff into Aurora Park. Not just this episode, but we'll probably have more Studio Pack stuff moving forward. But yeah, so going back to what I was talking about streaming, because I did, you know, basically for all intents and purposes, the last episode was a stream. But I enjoyed the stream, and it was a lot of fun doing it, you know, kind of live with everybody's input. If that's something, you know, if you are interested in seeing more of Aurora Park kind of live and building together, definitely let me know in the comments. It's definitely, you know, I'm going to be streaming definitely more in the future, whether it's, you know, Planet Coaster or other games. I did this past Saturday, I did Planet Coaster, but it wasn't Aurora Park. I actually did a scenario It was the miniature park scenario. You can find it on the Steam Workshop. But it was a lot of fun, and just doing the kind of live stream stuff is fun, especially when you guys are kind of there and giving your input and all that great stuff. Right now my streaming schedule, I'm doing it about once a week. Typically, at least the last 2 streams have been on Saturdays about 1 p.m. Eastern time. So, if you think about it, if you're not in that time zone, you can just kind of figure out the time when that time is for you. And so here, this is where I started building, where I was going to start building the second floor, kind of like the first level where the rooms would be. So I start, here I'm copying all the, this was going to be the kind of next level. So like the little walkway. So I copied all those and I moved everything up. And I think do I add another, oh yeah, here. So this is where I kind of started being like, well, this may be a little, if I wanted to do what I wanted to be a little bigger, then like the building would be a lot bigger than I was anticipating. Cause like I like to use the animatronic people as sort of a guide for scale. So, that's kind of what I did there. And so I deleted the kind of little second level walkway, and instead I was like, this is where I'll just turn it into a ceiling instead. But then here, this is is what's going to be the lounge / fireplace area. These couches are actually from the Spooky Pack DLC, which came out over last fall, and they're really cool. They look really comfy and everything, and I thought it would be a cool little addition to our little cosmic hotel that we have here. I do have to say I lost some footage, which really upset me, from this build. Actually, it's actually most of the footage where I was detailing the outside of the building. So it's a shame. It's a shame I lost that footage. So you won't get to see me building that in this episode, but I do have at the end of the episode, like I usually like to do a little, sort of overview of what was built in the episode. So you will see the completed hotel at the end of this episode. Just unfortunately, the footage of my detailing the outside unfortunately it is gone. But this is the water feature I was talking about. So I was like, put like little quarter wall here and then put some rocks in, and I actually used a waterfall piece from the adventure pack, which is exciting for me because I haven't used the adventure pack yet, really. It's unfortunate because it's a really cool DLC, very themed around, like if I was gonna, I would say like themed around almost like Indiana Jones, that kind of thing. And it was kind of a bummer because it came out right at the end of my last series, Adventure Park, which would have been perfect to do some Adventure Pack DLC in Adventure Park. But when the DLC was announced, I kind of had already made the decision to end that series because I wanted to move on to a new park. So because of that, I haven't really delved into the Adventure Pack very much. So the waterfall feature, it was cool to be able to add that for me anyway, because it's just more detailed stuff that I haven't used. But you can see there, that's the waterfall piece, and I decided here to actually move it to the other corner because I'm gonna put you'll see here in just a second. I figured, hotel lobby, like you need to have like a little reception, like check-in area, right? So that's why I moved that, and I felt it would be better in this corner than the opposite corner. So that's why I moved the waterfall kind of other side of the room, and then put the reception kind of desk here. And so here I actually use the same kind of little method I did in the Cosmic Bar with, I took the neon signs and put it underneath like kind of the counter just to give it like, you know, it gives it that sci-fi look, but makes it look cool and like it's lit up underneath the countertop. It's a you know, I seem to have found a style that I like for at least for this area of Aurora Park. You know, it kind of happened unintentionally, but once I kind of thought about it, I went with this idea. But you know, sometimes you go to a theme park, you know, they have like kind of like a main ride that's in an area, and a lot of times other, you know, little shops or stores, things like that, are kind of named or themed around the main ride in that area. So since, you know, across the street from the hotel we have the Cosmic Swing, so that's why I did the in the previous episode we did the little bar area in the like go-kart building and named that, you know, the Cosmic Lounge, and then this hotel is the Cosmic Hotel. So it's all, you know, meant to tie together kind of a theme, just because, you know, this is the Main Street area and there's not a lot of rides. We only have 2 rides in the Main Street area. But yeah, so here, you know, another thing I've been using a lot more in Aurora Park than I did in the previous series is using these art shapes, because they're really versatile, and they're very flexible as far as how you can use them. They're not grid pieces, so you can manipulate them, rotate them, turn them, you know, any way that you want. So I use those to make the ceiling of the lobby here, and then, you know, just adding some lights and this cool chandelier, which is, I think the chandelier is from the Spooky Pack. I could be wrong. It looks like it should belong in the Spooky Pack, which I know the chandelier looks a tad out of place because the hotel is very sci-fi themed, and that chandelier is definitely not sci-fi looking, but I thought it was cool to have like that sort of, I don't know, just a different little look in the lobby there. But yeah, so I'd like to get into your guys' comments from the last episode. So the last episode, I mean, it would have been the actual last episode, which I think this one is 7, so it would have been episode 6. So after 6, there was the live stream I was talking about. So for, let's see, episode 6, your comments. Let them come in. It says, damn, YouTube has been so crap at telling me when people release videos recently. No notification or number in my sub box about this typically from YouTube. This is I do agree, YouTube is pretty crap about notifying subscribers when channels that they've subscribed to have posted new videos. He goes on to say, this is quality idea, love the neon Tron style bar. Really looking forward to a walkthrough and seeing how people interact with it. Yeah, so we did see a little bit more of that during the live stream. I actually opened the park up because in the live stream we built the go-kart track. And so I wanted, you know, obviously to see it in action. So for that we had to open up the old park, which I have since closed it and let all the guests back out because, you know, there's not much to the park right now in the Main Street area to really have guests in it. We'll definitely open it up, and, you know, full time and just keep it open at some point. But for now, anyway, we're probably just going to keep it closed. And then let's see, Stitch Up says, wow, the bar lounge detail is spectacular. Mate, you give new YouTubers like myself so much inspiration. Also keen to see what you do with the Studios pack, assuming it will be extra to this series. Well, thanks so much. Glad you're like the little cosmic bar lounge that we made. A lot of people seem to like it, so I think it was definitely a worthwhile addition to our Main Street area. Yeah, so like I said earlier in this episode, definitely using Studios Pack stuff. In fact, that's what this entire episode is you know, making use of the new hotel feature from the Studios Pack. Obviously, other DLCs are incorporated into it as well, but yeah, you'll definitely see more Studios Pack stuff excuse me, kind of incorporated into the park. In which ways exactly, I don't know yet, but it'll definitely be there. And then let's see, J-Rock 2K Beats says, "This is nice." Hey, thanks J-Rock. I'm glad you think it's nice. I think it's nice too. So hopefully you enjoyed this hotel episode. Bryce Foxton, so he says, "Looking forward to seeing what you do with the glass. I personally can't think of any use for it." I have lots of ideas for the glass. I actually used it in the last episode, or actually it was in the live stream when I built the building for where the go-karts are. There's actually the roof. I made like a little glass kind of roof thing, which is, I think it looks really cool. You can like look down and you see the people queuing for the go-kart track. I have more very, very ambitious ideas to use the glass. So, you know, it'll probably be, you'll definitely see some more glass in the park. And of course, always Poofy Gaming, he says, "Sweet episode. I noticed you taking better use of colors on the side panels. To take that to a higher level, mix up colors on the panels itself. Like in real life, things start to change color because of weathering or simply because not every slab is the same. More detail work, skew an antenna so it breaks the pattern and bring in more life." I definitely agree, you know, trying to mix up colors and everything. You know, the Main Street area, like I want each building to look unique, but at the same time still sort of fit into a general theme. So, you know, you're gonna see similarities between the buildings in the Main Street area and also other areas going forward. That's, you know, fairly typical of theme parks. Specific areas kind of have a, you know, similar look to all the buildings. It would be really cool. I wish you could add like a weathered effect to the buildings, or like if you could add like rust or something to the metal pieces, like that would be really cool. All right, well, kind of wrapping up the episode here. Like I said, I lost footage of the outside of the building, but you know, make sure you guys leave your comments, suggestions, feedback. I always like reading your comments in the next episode. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then you hit the little bell icon. That way you'll hopefully get the notifications when I post new videos. But with that, I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.